Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book from Edward Elgar Publishing. It's got an interesting title. It's got Procedural Law and Economics. A nice little mix, if you like, of the two. It's edited by Chris William Sanchirico, if I've pronounced his name correctly. It's volume 8 on the Encyclopedia of Law and Economics, and now in a second edition, and this is the book here. So just have a quick look at it. It's quite a heavy book again. Professor Sanchirico is actually a professor of law at the University of Pennsylvania. That's the book itself. You can see it. It's about just under 500 pages long. It's got quite a useful index at the back. Unlike some of the other academic books which don't have indexes, this has got a useful index. There are quite a lot of footnotes, which again are of some use, I think, when you're looking at various points. And right at the back you actually have the link with bibliographies for each of the chapters, which I think is quite helpful again for research purposes. And then there are a whole list of the huge number of contributors to the publication itself. Now, I can't do justice to this very detailed work in a short video review, but what I can do is say do read our written review, because we've given it the title Essential Reading for Economists and Legal Scholars, because that is what this book is about. It's volume 8, as I say, of their Encyclopedia, published by Edward Elgar, and it's obviously economics based, but the volume examines and summarises much of the latest research and thinking on litigation, procedure and evidence, and I think that's where I come in from the legal side. The second edition is an updated collection of learned articles from no less than 19 leading academics and lawyers. All but one hail from America, and this new edition contains several new entries highlighting developments and reiterating and reinterpreting older themes. The book is quite rightly referred to as essential reading for economists, graduate students in economics, of course, as well as those in law and business studies. For economics and for economists, the book does much to explain how the legal process should work. For lawyers, of course, or academics, it takes an economist's eye view of the law and of legal processes, which is actually quite valuable, I think, because it gives you a different perspective on everything, and it delivers interesting new insights into such issues as fee shifting, class actions and settlements, some of which we share with the American legal systems. Just give one example here, for instance, the chapter on settlement written for the not terribly technically non-specialist, as the authors describe it, which presents the basics and assumptions of game theory, rather surprisingly, and explains how these concepts may be applied to settlement problems and issues. Again, an interesting approach. Let me conclude by saying that the book is useful, I think, as a research tool with any number of footnotes and bibliographical details. As I've indicated, they're very substantial. The 24-page index at the back makes it much easier, of course, to look up specific topics, as I've indicated. And that, I think, is a plus factor for some of these academic publications. So can I thank certainly the editor and Edward Elgar very much indeed for producing this, which is a great contribution to the debate both for economists and for lawyers. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.